This is problem 1.12 from Francois Tardieu's Backgammon Strategic Concepts book. This is from chapter 1, which deals with the opening rolls and the beginning part of the game. Here's the problem. Here's the position. We are blue. Our home board's on the bottom right. We've rolled a 5-1. We're going to look at 4 possible moves. I'll give you my thoughts. We'll go over Tardieu's analysis and a summary. And then I'll show you a modification, which kind of stumps me. I'm going to ask for feedback on this. First possible move is to make the 5-point, moving 10-5, 6-5 like this. Making the 5-point, it's a long-term asset. It'll be with us the whole game. It prevents white from making his 20-point, which is our 5-point. Unstacks our 6-point. Does leave our blot on the 11-point and a blot on the 14-point as well. Second possibility is to come down from 13 to 8 and cover our 2 blots 11 to 10. It makes the 10-point. Covers both blots on the 11 and 10. It does not cover a blot on the 14-point though, and it strips the midpoint. Now we have 2 checkers left on the midpoint. Third possibility is come down 14 to 9 and 10 to 9, which makes the 9-point, an good outfield point for us. Cleans up two blots, blocks 6s from the 3, and it comes down for the attack on the 3. It leaves 1 blot on the 11-point. The final position the final move we'll look at is 8-3, 3-2, hitting twice, like this, ends up. Does send 2 checkers to the bar, strips the 8-point though, leaves 5 blots over both sides of the board, does not make any new points for us, and doesn't develop our position at all. Here are the 4 final positions for each possible move. Here's the final position for 10-5, 6-5, making the 5-point. Here's 13-8, 11-10, final position, making the 10-point. Here's making the 9-point. And here's the move where we hit twice. Or final positions again. Take a look at the positions, look at the pip count, compare the strengths of each player's boards and the threats facing each player after the moves are made. Look what Tardieu says and the feedback from XG. 13, 8, 11, 10, making the 10-point, covering a few blots. It does make the 10-point, which is a weaker point than the other 2 plays where we're making the 9 or the 5. Making the 9-point is better than this because we're blocking white's blot on the 3-point. And also making the 5-point is better than making the 10-point because it's an inner board point, which will last us the whole game. That's why those are better than this move. Hitting twice does send 2 checkers to the bar, but it doesn't do anything else. It doesn't build our board, doesn't help our position, gives us lots all over the board that we're gonna have to cover next. Making the 9 point is better than making the 10 point or hitting twice. Leaves fewer isolated checkers. Can be used to attack the blot on the 3. And it can be part of the natural prime from the 4 point to the 9 point, if we're able to do that. But the 5 point is more valuable than this. It's a long-term asset. So that's why making the 5 point is the best play. It's an inner board point that's going to last us for the rest of the game, preventing white from getting it also. Also will make it harder for white to enter. It unstacks a 6 point as well. So this is the best play by far. Tardieu says, making the 5 point is frequently a better choice than an outfield point, especially if it leaves you with good distribution to further improve your position, which this does. When I modified this position, I came up with some questions. So I modified this by moving white's back checkers to our 3 and 4 instead of the 2 and 3 like they were before. Now on the 3 and 4 point, when I do that, making the 9 point is just as valuable as making the 5 point, according to XG. However, when I move those 2 back checkers to the 2 and 4, making the 5 point is a clear favorite by XG. I don't know why. So if you think you know why, if I'm missing something, I'm obviously missing something. Let me know in the comments, and I'll share them with everybody, or everyone can see.